Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Rosalio Turbiartes here, and before we get into the video, there is a few things I like to say. Firstly, I like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited time. So if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase makes us make more content. If you watched our videos before now, you should have probably already watched our previous videos in this series. A basic video on Haki, and the supplemental video covering armament Haki specifically. Today, we'll be covering the second of the three types of Haki, observation Haki. Before we get into the nitty gritty of observation Haki, however, let's do a quick recap of One Piece for the uninitiated. One Piece is a manga by the author Eiichiro Oda. In it, the titular character Monkey D. Luffy seeks to become the Pirate King by finding the fabled treasure, the One Piece, left on the mysterious island Laugh-Tale by the previous Pirate King. The oceans of the world Luffy lives in are full of danger, from deadly sea monsters to the oppressive world government to other pirates, many of which use the weird or fantastical powers of the Devil Fruit to cause mayhem, or exert their dominance over others. Some devil fruits cause their users to become impervious to virtually all forms of conventional damage, turning into the elements themselves and weakening havoc on the battlefield. Outside of the other devil fruits, the only way to counter a devil fruit user is through the power of Haki. Genbushoku Haki, also known as Observation Haki or Color of Observation, grants the users a sixth sense that allows them to sense the presence, strength, and emotions of others. This also grants them limited precognitive abilities at higher levels. The first time Kenbushoku Haki was first used in the series was by Blackbeard, who was able to sense that Luffy's strength did not correspond with his current bounty of 30,000 berries. Blackbeard made several comments alluding to Haki and Luffy's strength of Haki, stating that he was able to get a measure of Luffy's Haki in the Impel Down arc. Before the Impel Down arc, but after Jaya, Luffy and company encounter Observation Haki in the land above the clouds of Skypiea. There, Observation Haki was known to its denizens as Mantra, literally translating to mind rope. Using Mantra, Eneru and his allies were capable of intercepting their opponent's movements, and only through the greater toughness, speed, strength, and cunning of the Straw Hat crew allowed them to survive and defeat their opponents. The first time Observation Haki was name dropped, however, was on Amazon Lily. When Luffy had to face the Gorgon sisters, it wasn't until Silver's Rayleigh began training Luffy, however, was it known to that Haki and Mantra were one and the same, and that Mantra was simply the Skypian name for the term. Unlike Armament Haki, which directly increases the attack and defense of the user, Observation Haki provides its user with extrasensory perception. Observation Haki has little to no visual coup. This is very different from the black coloring of Armament Haki and the lightning or ripple effect of Conqueror Haki. However, from the whole Cake Island arc and beyond, Masters of Observation Haki are shown having bright red eyes. According to a Master of Observation, Charlotte Katakuri, Genbushoku Haki works best when the user is in a calm state of mind. Observation Haki works independently from the physical senses, and many people have been capable of movement without the aid of some senses. Iso Fujitora, a vice admiral of the Marines, is a blind man, yet uses Observation Haki to observe others and discern their nature. Kinemon, a samurai of Wano, had to spend much time with his body split in half, yet his legs and torso were capable of acting independently by sensing the Haki around itself. The most common and basic usage of Haki is the ability to sense the presence of others. This focused, present sensing can be mastered to the point where the user can see a concealed person from views too far to see naturally. This type of observation Haki allows the user to see another person through their aura, be it behind buildings, strategy hidden, or camouflaged. When looking at someone this way, the user does not see the person, but rather the silhouette of their aura. This is demonstrated by Usopp, who sniped the Devil Fruit user's sugar from over a kilometer away with a specialized slingshot. Observation Haki users often describe the presence of mostly as voices. This ability to describe the presence of the aura as voices allows the user to also sense if one is alive, dead, or close to death, depending on whether they can still hear them. However, this aura sensing can be hidden when a person is swallowed by a large being but is still alive. When that happens, their aura is masked by the aura of the bigger creature. Even if they are somewhat still alive within the body, Enero combined this technique with the unique abilities of this Rumble Rumble fruit, allowing him to extend his senses via an electromagnetic field, allowing him to sense the movements and words of everyone within Skypiea. This, combined with the lightning powers related to the Devil Fruit, allowed him to make the people of Skypiea treat him like a god. A similar but distinct specialization of observation haki is strength sensing. When Haki allows the user to measure the strength of people whose presence they can sense, as opposed to simple presence sensing, this is more focused on the locating powerful auras. From this, the user is capable of finding powerful allies and avoiding powerful enemies. This ability primarily usage is the ability to sense the Haki of others. As mentioned earlier, Blackbeard used the ability on Luffy, and could determine that his Haki rose after his adventure in Skypiea. This video is sponsored by Adobe. Adobe is redefining the digital experience through gaming-changing innovations that shape next to the generation of storytelling. Adobe makes it easy to create, edit, and share digital documents securely, allowing you to collaborate and communicate across devices. Adobe Photoshop is your to-go application for razor graphics, editing, and digital art as a whole. At We the Celestials, our thumbnails across our channel are created with Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Premiere Pro is a timeline-based and non-linear editing software application that is a versatile and easy for beginning and master editors. Finally, Adobe After Effects is the industry standard tool for digital visual effects, motion graphics, and compositioning applications used in the post-production. Many of our voice actors, audio editors, and video editors use Premiere Pro, and After Effects produce these high-quality videos. Click the link in the description to start creating, and thank you Adobe for sponsoring this video. Outside of just sensing where someone is and how strong they might be, Observation Haki provides the user with the ability to sense the emotions of others through the aptly named emotion sensing. Users of this specialization are capable of empathizing with the emotions and nature of others. Otohime, the late queen of Fishman Island, was capable of sensing the suffering of a thief, as well as the screams of grief coming from the former slave of the world government's elite. Even before that, in the Skypiea arc, a little girl named Aizia was capable of sensing the aggressive nature of a warrior named Waper through her ability of emotion sense. During the Dressrosa arc, Iso Fujirota was able to sense the people of Dressrosa when they pretended to chase out the Straw Hat Pirates, and determined that the citizens held no ill will or resentment, and that they were doing the act to help out the Straw Hats leave. He and Kobe, another Marine and the disciple of Monkey D. Garb, showed that a sufficiently gifted user could sense the emotions of several people at once. This ability is not without its downside, however, as when someone awakens the ability unconsciously, they become vulnerable to passively empathizing with the negative emotions of others without having the proper mental fortitude. This can cause the user to be overwhelmed with strong negative emotions during bloody battles, causing them to slightly go mad. Intense sensing is the bread and butter of the observation haki. It allows the user to sense another person's intent to act in the immediate future. This precognitive ability is stronger when the enemy has a strong level of bloodlust and kill intent, and allows the user to predict what the enemy will do up in a few seconds prior. However, intense sensing is very different from true future vision, as while the user can sense the intent of the user's actions, they don't have a grasp on the exact nature of the attack, allowing them to be overwhelmed if attacked indiscriminately, or without intent or thought. Luffy in the Skypiea arc was able to overwhelm the observation haki specialist Eneru by dodging without intent and attacking the walls of the ship they were fighting in, using the random bouncing of his attacks to strike the Devil Fruit and Haki user. Of course, the most straightforward way to counter an intense sensing specialist is by outspeeding them. Striking too quickly for even their amazing prowess to act on, Luffy demonstrated that superior speed could beat out intense sensing, as he could beat out the Gorgon sisters' observation haki. A highly advanced form of Kenbun-shoku Haki, and perhaps the evolution of intent sensing, is known as future vision. Future vision allows the user to see a short period into the future. This is very different from simple intent sensing, as a user of future vision sees a precise mental image of what will happen in the immediate future. This technique does not require the user to sense emotions or intent, as it gives them a clear picture of what will happen. Like most forms of advanced haki, this technique requires the user advance while in the heat of battle, especially when pitted against another haki user. The precognitive ability has a few limitations. One limitation in the level of concentration is required to use it. As stated by Kataguri, observation haki works best when the user is calm in the state of mind. Something difficult to maintain in the heat of battle and even harder to keep when facing a similarly skilled haki specialist or an opponent good at distracting their enemy. In addition, the future vision is limited to the user's senses. Kataguri was able to foresee his sister putting and crying on the altar, but because he was too far away from her in his vision, he had no way to know what was going to cause her sister's tears. Another, more outlandish way of bypassing future vision is through changing the future. When a future vision specialist sees a future, if they choose to act or to avoid it, the future becomes nebulous for those short moments. Kataguri was able to see Sanji, one of Luffy's crewmates, dodge a bullet, then move to attack him before the latter could dodge, only for Sanji to surprise him and dodge his attack as well. Luffy was able to surprise Kataguri as well. During their final battle, Luffy's latest gear 4th variation moved too quickly and haphazardly for Kataguri to fully avoid. In the gap of time between him avoiding an attack with future vision and the newly changed future, Luffy was capable of striking him once again. Observation haki is a powerful tool for anyone's arsenal, but there are general drawbacks, like with Busoshoku haki, aka armament haki. Genbushoku haki can be depleted if used too much. Another weakness is that this haki requires the user to be in the state of concentration. When distracted or surprised, the observation haki user is disrupted and may momentarily lose their grasp on haki. Luffy had been able to break the concentration of the Skypian priest, Satori, with a string of firecrackers, allowing Luffy to strike from behind, and the smoke cleared. Otomihe, who had an excellent connection to observation haki, was caught off guard when the position papers she had gotten signed up to open up Fishman Island were being burned. This lapse in concentration proved to be fatal, as she was assassinated in confusion of the papers burning up. Observation haki is quite good when pitted against the living and with things affected constantly through the living, such as an enemy's weapon, devil fruit, or haki power. However, its effects are limited against attacks and strikes done without thought or intent. Kinemon's torso was capable of navigating the island it was through haki, but without the ability to sense non-living matter, it stumbled often. Before falling into a lake, for this reason, a haki user must be careful for their environment, as severe weather can both provide a threat they cannot predict, as well as a distraction, allowing an enemy to cut them down. Genbushoku haki is trained normally by blocking one of the user's senses, normally sight, and having them dodge and counter various types of attacks. It is easier to train by fighting against animals due to animals always showing their emotions and acting on instinct. Humans, on the other hand, are capable of hiding their emotions, such as Charlotte Pudding, who was so skilled at hiding her emotions that she could keep even observation specialists like Ataguri from reading her true feelings. When training under Silver Rayleigh, Luffy was taught that every attack carries an intent and a hint, showing that a good battle sense and a deductive skill were necessary for an affecting haki specialist. Like with other types of haki, observation haki can be awakened, but often is only required in such a way in tense situations. On the other hand, people can be born with the ability to use it, but such cases are extremely rare. Regardless of how one attains it, and regardless of the drawbacks, observation haki is a powerful tool in the user's arsenal, while armament haki is more ironic and carries a more observational effect. Observation Haki's ability are extremely effective in both large and small scales in battle. A user observation Haki has a distinctive advantage against an opponent of a similar speed due to the ability of sense intent, and those with future vision are capable of nearly being untouchable. Ultimately, one should try to unlock all forms of Haki, but observation Haki is not a terrible power to have at your arsenal if it's the only one that you are capable of. Thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now there are a few things I'd like to go over before the video ends. On behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editor for this video. Their details will be found in the description. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're just interested in becoming one of those, go to the Discord that is in the description of this video and hit up the head of one of those areas. We're always looking for new members to join us. So thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you like this video. Well, until next time, peace out, mortals. Have an amazing day.